All right, when you're packing this much horsepower under the hood, you got to make sure your brakes are strong.
Yeah.
Well, great set from the factory, but the owner really liked what we've done in the past on other cars he's seen on the show. This is the Z26 Street Warrior brake upgrade kit from PowerStop. And what he likes is that blend of looking good, right? Z-coated rotors. You got the drilling and the slotting. It just looks money.
It looks awesome.
But it's got a low dust formula with the carbon fiber ceramics. Because, right, you take a look at these wheels and
one of the first things he brought up to us was
two
like,
stops, and you got to get out and clean them again.
He's like, I hate the dust. Every time I go and take the car for a drive, it gets brake dust just covering the wheels. He hated it.
Yeah, but this kind of gets you best of both worlds.
Yeah.
The ultimate performance, super strong, durable pads, ready to take the heat and the abuse, but not just dumping out debris all over your wheels constantly all the time, man. Let's get this wheel off here. Let's start breaking these down. Let's get these things looking good and, of course, stopping.
Yeah.
Great. All right, we've got some pretty serious brake hardware on this car. It's kind of cool to look at. Now, if you see in here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piston calipers. And you think, wow, 6 piston. It's got to be 6 times better than a single or opposed to. But it doesn't necessarily work that way, right? I've got 6 small pistons, and it's really about the total area. So 1 big piston, if it's the same area as all 3, it's the pressure of the fluid times that area equals the force on this pad, right? Now, the one thing that 3 pistons can do spreading it out, it allows you to get a nice big pad in here. Well, look at the size of this rotor and pad, the amount of material on here. Man, you can handle a ton of really hot, laps, right? Putting a ton of heat into this thing. You can also, when we look at this, right, you can spread the load across this pad instead of maybe in the center where it might flex out a little bit, not quite get the same contact. You can also bias where the pistons are, so maybe you do a little toe in so you don't get chatter on the pads. So even though you don't get 6 times the amount of clamp load, you get a lot of great features and thought out, optimized things with these 6 pistons. All right, I'm gonna keep getting this thing back together so we can get her back on the ground.
All right, you guys, got the rear brakes knocked out. Looking good, right? Everything cleaned up. It's gonna be awesome, man. Matching those front brakes, sweet. Now when we come back, all right, we're gonna work on that sway bar since we're up in the air. Then we have that strut brace, cap this thing off, man. See you in a minute.